if they're thinking about either moving to Oshawa Durham or if they're looking to maybe start investing in that market?
I would say reach out to somebody who knows the market. I'm available all the time. Reach out to somebody who knows. If you have any questions, it doesn't hurt to ask. Toronto's not moving any further away. And if you want to get into this market, Oshawa, the Durham region, is the most affordable way to do it.
What is up, YouTube? Matt McKeever here, and in today's video, we're going to do a deep dive into the Oshawa and Durham real estate market. Some of you just got triggered because of the way I say Durham. I don't know, it's a thing apparently. But anyways, I figured let's catch up with a local expert that can really share with us the perspective. So I've got a buddy that I've known now for actually probably a couple decades, which makes me feel really old. But we catch up with my buddy Spencer, who's a realtor in the Durham, Oshawa region, who's also, lived there for years, went to college there, and really has a fundamental understanding of what's going on when we're looking at all the different markets that make up the Durham real estate market. In today's video, Spencer's going to share with us some of the transactions he's seen going on today in 2020 in regards to the Oshawa Durham real estate market. We're going to touch upon some of the major employers and what's going on in that general sense of the economy when it comes to Durham. As well, we're also going to discuss some of the up-and-coming neighborhoods that maybe you should consider if you're looking to get in on some of the gentrifying neighborhoods in the Oshawa region specifically. Again, really hope you guys are enjoying these deep dives into local Canadian real estate markets because, best of my knowledge, we're the only ones doing it. So if you do enjoy this video, please remember, sharing is caring. If you could share this on Facebook or LinkedIn, Instagram, anywhere you do social media, it really does help me in the YouTube channel, and the algorithm appreciates it as well. But enough of me going on about YouTube. Let's jump in and catch up with Spencer on the Oshawa real estate market.
What is up, YouTube? Matt McKeever here. I'm really excited for today's video. I've got Spencer joining me. Hey, Spencer, how's it going?
Excellent. How are you, Matt?
Good. And so in today's video, we're going to be diving a little bit deeper into what's going on in the Oshawa Durham real estate market. I recently put out a video on my YouTube channel, just kind of analyzing the market. Seemed like a very hot video. A lot of people had different questions. Some people were a little salty that I used some numbers that were maybe incorrect. So, hey, that's on Oshawa's website. That's not my fault if they haven't updated their labor statistics since 2017. But I figured why not bring on a local expert and we can chat a little bit more about the Durham area and Oshawa specifically when we're talking about real estate investing, because I know I've got a lot of followers, a lot of people watching this that are looking to either invest in that market or are actively investing in that market. But for me, when you're on the east side of Toronto, you may as well be on the other side of the world. So I have no interest in trying to cross Toronto or the 401. So I figured let's just jump on with Spencer. So, all right. So Spencer, do you mind maybe just giving us a little bit of context? You're a realtor.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I'm a real estate agent here in Durham region. I work with buyers on the buy, sell, love team. And we're part of Keller Williams Energy. So with that, we buy and sell a lot of houses in Durham. We mainly focus in Oshawa, Oshawa, Whitby, Clarington, but Oshawa is where our office is. It's kind of where we live and where we focus. So the numbers I'm going to talk about are mostly going to be about Oshawa. But yeah, so when you look historically at Oshawa, we're 60 kilometers east of Toronto. If you go 60 kilometers west of Toronto and you go 60 kilometers north of Toronto, that'll bring you to Burlington and that'll bring you to Newmarket. And if you take a look at comparable homes in Oshawa, Newmarket, Burlington, historically, Oshawa was far, far below those. You were looking at probably a $200,000 difference for comparable homes. And that's kind of why we're seeing these big bumps in Durham region right now. The thing that's forever held Durham region back has been our infrastructure, right? So when I moved, I grew up in Pickering. I don't know if this is going to sound foreign to you, Matt, but east of Toronto. So yeah. I grew up in Pickering and I moved 20 years ago.
That's near where like Sum 41 was based out of, right?
That's right. That's right. Shawn Mendes.
I'm dating myself.
Shawn Mendes is Mr. Pickering. So I moved 20 years ago from Pickering when I was a kid, Pickering to Whitby. Our house was a new build. When we drove out here, we would take Roslyn Road, which is a fairly large road. And there was a cow bridge, and we drove through. When I was a kid, it felt like an ocean of farmland to get here. That's all homes now. Roslyn Road has no more farm bridge. But basically, it used to be one road in, one road out, the 401, right? So we have the 407 has been fully developed all through Durham now. Feels like every month there's more funding announcements for Go Transit extending through Durham. We're going to have 2 stops in Oshawa. There's an airport coming. That's, again, a lot of debate about that, but there is an airport coming to Pickering. And
that, like, will that be an international airport, or what is that?
That is the plan. Yeah, an international airport. It has been forever being talked about and fought over. It's a long ways out, but it is coming, and all of that is just going to grow the ways you get around Durham and the property values.
Gotcha. And then, so I guess one thing I'd love to kind of touch upon too is just maybe like the workforce and labor force going on in Durham. A bunch of people were salty because I referenced the GM plant, but again, that's on your website.
Oshawa in the Durham region is often thought of as an auto manufacturing area. Why it's thought of as kind of a Rust Belt city is because you've got so much employment going on from General Motors.
But hey, since then, I'm pretty sure GM announced they're going to hire a bunch of people. So I feel like I'm almost kind of going to be on the right side of my numbers again.
I don't think you will, but GM hasn't been the #1 employer in Oshawa for I believe a decade. I don't know. I didn't see the comments on your YouTube video, but yeah, we are known as a GM town. And I mean, when you drive in right on the 401, there's GM on Stevenson Road, and it takes up quite a few acres down in South Oshawa. But UOIT, the university, the college has been huge employers in Durham. In Ajax, you have Amazon is putting in a big plant in Ajax.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since GM was the #1 employer in Durham.
Yeah, although I do believe that there was an announcement, right, extremely recently with Uniform coming to an agreement. So some of the initial stats I've seen is between like 1,000 and 1,700 jobs. I don't know if you've heard more specific, but
no, that's it. Yeah, that's all I've heard. I've heard that number. And again, I feel like it's kind of overblown, the amount people think we live and die by GM announcements out here, and we really don't.
So do you see Oshawa or the Durham region in general as more of a bedroom community for Toronto? Or do you think that the public sector employment between the university and college and government and all that really is the primary base?
Well, it's both. I mean, when I moved out here, we bought a house because we had a baby. And I mean, we lived downtown, and we came out with plans of commuting, making the commute into Toronto. I obviously worked out here, but my fiance was commuting, and we quickly decided, let's get a job here. And there is plenty of jobs. So she got herself a government job here in Oshawa. And yeah, we've been loving it. No commute ever since. So it's both. You're seeing both. And then with COVID, obviously commutes have a big question mark over their head going forward, what we're going to see with commutes. And so a lot of people, we are getting a lot of condo owners in Toronto looking for a place with a backyard, right? So we listed a house a few months ago. It was the lowest priced detached home in the GTA, $330,000. And it was worth $330,000. The house had knob and tube wiring, had 5'10" ceiling upstairs and a 5'4" ceiling in the basement, and everything had to go. How the interest in this house was wild. I had open houses during COVID. I did 2 open houses. I had over 60 people total through, one group at a time. I was just a bouncer for the whole open house. It was something. So with like houses in that price range, you're seeing just so much pressure on first-time home buyers and newcomers. Newcomers to Canada make up 1 in 5 people purchasing homes right now, right? So that's people who've come to Canada in the last 10 years. So trying to get in the market. If you live in Toronto, you are renting in Toronto, you look, where can I buy a house? Yeah. Like I said, that 60-kilometer radius around Toronto. Historically, you used to be able to buy detached homes in Oshawa for under $500,000. It's not really the case right now. A lot of people think it is. They're coming in and you're seeing tons of competition for anything listed under $500,000 in Oshawa.
Yeah. And would you mind maybe touching upon some of the neighborhoods in Oshawa? Like, like, what are the neighborhoods that are gentrifying, or is there a neighborhood that used to be the wrong side of the tracks that maybe now is no longer has that stigma?
Absolutely. So you've heard of the schwa, I take it?
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
I believe that's often prefaced with the dirty schwa, or at least that's what I've heard it
that's
referred to as. But
that's right. Yeah. So yeah, you've heard the schwa, and so historically that refers to South Oshawa,
okay,
Oshawa by the lake, if you will, and it's a wonderful family community. There's lots of beautiful houses. I mean, it's not like there's significant crime or anything like that. Our downtown has had a long historical, I don't want to say struggles with homelessness. There's homeless people in downtown Oshawa because we have homeless services in downtown Oshawa. So downtown Oshawa is the one where you're finding kind of beautiful older homes that haven't been taken care of. And that's a big focus. And so I bought my first house. It was near downtown Oshawa. We turned it into a duplex, rented it out, and have since moved. But man, I miss that. The gentrification of downtown Oshawa and the really caring about all the businesses there, and with what's happened with COVID, how people have stepped up. We've had a few good counselors step up, like Derek Giberson, and who's doing a lot of work downtown, and a lot of businesses have stayed open and are fighting the good fight down there. And so I mean, it has its struggles in downtown Oshawa. There's nothing unsafe about downtown Oshawa, but
so like you know my business and kind of the type of properties I was investing in back in the day here in London. If like I was to move to Oshawa and want to start today, do you think is the downtown core the area that Matt McKeever would likely jump into, or is there any other areas that you think I'd be drawn to?
So for rentals, ideal, you want to be in the Vanier neighborhood that is near the Oshawa Center. Vanier and McLaughlin. You find older homes there, good prices. Virtually every older home in Oshawa has a separate entrance. So they're easily turned into 2-unit houses. And then the rents you're seeing there, because it's close to the GO station, it's close to downtown, it's close to the Oshawa Center, which is a big employer there. You get very good rents both sides, upper and lower. So if you were looking to do that, turn houses into 2-unit houses, or even some triplexes, et cetera, the rent is really good in that neighborhood, and it's a nice neighborhood.
Would you be able to give us like kind of ballpark numbers? Like, what do you think, what would I be buying that single family for?
Well, right now, it's very competitive on 2-unit houses. So you could get one in the 550 range. You'd be looking at 550 range. And then with it updated, you'd be getting 2,200 upstairs with a 1-bedroom in the basement. You're looking at 1,415 downstairs, seeing cap rates around 6.
Gotcha. Okay, so I can eke out a little bit of cash flow, but I'm not going to be drowning in cash flow with those sort of numbers.
No, you're certainly not. And the beauty here is our prices are lower than that radius around Toronto, but we're coming. So my team leader, Lindsay Smith, has been in selling real estate here for over 30 years. September 2020 over September 2019, Oshawa home sales, detached home sales, grew 30%. It's the first time in his career our growth has outstripped Toronto's growth. And so we're on the come up. And so buy and hold isn't the worst. I know that's not what Matt McKeever followers care too much about, but buy and hold is really strong right now in Durham.
Awesome. Yeah, really appreciate the perspective. And then let's maybe just touch upon, like, if a young couple is looking to move out to Oshawa more just to, find that more permanent base rather than living in a downtown Toronto condo. What sort of neighborhoods are you seeing a lot of your clients move towards?
So Donovan, O'Neill is a big one. O'Neill's near Costco. People love Costco. So the O'Neill neighborhood, again, beautiful older homes. And then you have a lot of kind of century homes that are really well taken care of along Simcoe Street. There's a historical designation on a lot of those houses, and they're big, beautiful older homes. And so in that O'Neill neighborhood, you do see a lot of opportunity to upgrade your house and still buy in the 5s. You can still find a home in that neighborhood. And then Donovan, same situation, kind of older side splits, bungalows. And again, you're looking in the 5s, low 6s to get to get a very nice single family home.
Awesome. Yeah, really appreciate that context. So I guess anything else you think we should know about or any of my viewers should be aware of if they're thinking about either moving to Oshawa Durham or if they're looking to maybe start investing in that market?
I would say reach out to somebody who knows the market. I'm available all the time. I was just telling Matt before we started, this is my week off, and I've been working all week. So I work all 7 days a week. I'm available. Reach out to somebody who knows. If you have any questions, it doesn't hurt to ask. But Toronto's not moving any further away. And if you want to get into this market, Oshawa, the Durham region, is the most affordable way to do it.
Awesome. Yeah, really appreciate that, Spencer. So if people want to get in contact with you or follow along, one, are you on social media or what's the best way to get in contact?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram, McCormack_Spencer. That's me on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. You can find me there. My team is Buy, Sell, Love. We're on Facebook, Buy, Sell, Love Durham. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Yeah, and you can reach out to me on my cell, 905-226-8507. If that's not smart, erase
All right. Enjoy that. Editors, leave that in and we'll see. Spencer, let me know how many phone calls you get. But we'll throw a link to everything but the phone number in the video description down below. I really do encourage you guys to reach out to Spencer. We've known each other for a really long time, been buddies for a while now. So I really think you will be in good hands if you partner up with Spencer, but otherwise there are some great communities for investors there as well. So Quentin D'Souza, he's got his Durham REI group. So if you're looking to maybe break into the real estate investing market in the Durham region, probably should start there with a group that's got Durham in its name. And I've heard great things from investors that have attended his events as well. So again,
I haven't heard anyone say anything but love for Quentin D'Souza.
And again, I think it's important for everyone watching this video to understand people make money in any market and people make money with any strategy, but it's important to understand that not every strategy works for every market. So some of the strategies I may use in London, Ontario may not work in a market like Durham, but that doesn't still mean that there isn't great opportunities if you're looking to invest, say, in Durham. So again, really appreciate Spencer, but we'll throw a link to all Spencer's contact information in the video description down below.
Thanks again to Spencer for taking the time to really just share with us his experience and perspective, both as a realtor as well as a real estate investor in the Oshawa market. If you guys are interested in catching up with Spencer or maybe picking his brain a little bit further on that market, we're going to throw a link to all his contact information in the video description down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, smash that like button, hit subscribe if you're new to my channel, because if you didn't realize, less than 50% of people subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please, just do me this one favor. Appreciate it. Thank you guys.